another day here at the Comeback Team Studios. This is your boy, Beck Lover. And this is another episode of Beck Lover Live. There's so much going on right now, especially in the social media world. All kinds of feuds and feuds that are ending, and it's just been mayhem online. For those of you that don't know who Danis is, pop up Danis. And Logan Paul, brother of Jake Paul, the Paul brothers. These are some of the biggest personalities on social media, YouTube. They've transitioned from making short little videos of Vine back in the days into YouTube and Instagram videos, and then they transitioned into professional sports like wrestling and boxing, and they're really good at trolling people. The two Paul brothers, Logan and Jake, I would say are probably some of the best internet marketers I've ever seen in the whole world. They know how to create controversy, you know, catchphrases. They took Floyd Mayweather's hat off his head, if you remember, before one of them was boxing him. And they fuck with the wrong guy this time. They really did. This guy, Danis, I never even heard of him before the Paul brothers. So that just shows you how relevant he really was before all of this. This guy, Danis, is scheduled to fight Logan Paul. Logan Paul, again, big YouTuber, blah, blah, blah. A lot of controversy surrounding this guy. He does have a little bit of a dark past. If you guys remember what he did when he went to Japan into this forest where people take their own lives, he found a hanging person there and actually put a video out about that. And there was a big controversy around that. They met their match. There's always someone stronger. There's always someone crazier. There's always someone willing to go to a level that you might not be willing to go. Some of these people throughout history are known like Adolf Hitler. I mean, that guy went to a level that I don't think any of us could have ever imagined a human being could do what he did. And then Logan Paul has met his version of Adolf Hitler. His name is Danis. Danis decided to go low. Not like Michelle Obama, when they go low, we go high. No, he went fucking low. As low as you can go to attack a man that is married to a woman. He has been tweeting all kinds of stuff about this guy's wife. Surprisingly enough, most of this was public, and I wasn't really aware of it until Danis decided to refresh everyone's memories about Logan Paul's fiance, who, if I was a betting man, this marriage has a better chance of surviving than a piece of ice in front of the sun. I don't think they're going to last. I don't think once that seed of sedition is planted, that questioning of your manhood and basically where you're made into a cuck in front of the whole world, I just don't see their marriage surviving. This guy, Danis, has pulled in over 2 billion views on Twitter alone in the feud that's going on with Logan Paul, before their fight. Now, many people would say this is a very good tactic on his part to sell a lot of tickets, make the fight more relevant, because I don't think anyone really gave a damn about this fight until this feud started. I didn't, and I can tell you, I want to watch it now. I want to see Logan Paul basically fight for his life, his existence, his reputation, his woman, his face, his family's empire is on the line. His fiance, I forget her name. Let's just scroll down here, which is kind of funny because her name is fucking everywhere right now. Nina Agdal. To me, she looks like a crazy Karen. She looks like a clout chaser. She looks like someone who probably wasn't a good fit for him, but I'm not anyone to judge, and they do say love is blind. But Danis took this shit to a whole nother level, to the point where Logan cannot afford to not win this fight. Logan does look to be bigger, stronger, and probably would beat him up, but I don't know. Danis says he's a boxer, he says that he's not much of a boxer, he's more of an MMA fighter. I gotta say, I would not pay $1 to see this fight, but I will maybe be around the city somewhere where they're showing it, and I will pop in and watch this fight because I'm kind of curious. I like to see what's gonna happen. I would have to say that the odds are in the favor of Logan Paul, because if you hit someone that low below the belt, and that's low below the belt, metaphorically, not physically. I would have to think that he's going to be really charged up, really amped, really pissed off, angry, man, because it's such a low blow. You're attacking them before they even got married. On a side note, a lot of people are saying what, Dillon's doing in this is misogynistic. I have to agree to some extent, but unfortunately, it's just like one of those things that's just set in stone. No matter how much feminists want to try and, make things equal in the world, there seems to be a lot of weight put on the body count of a woman before she's with another man. Most men don't really want to think about the amount of men that their partner has been with before them. And the higher the body count, it does disturb. It's very disturbing. It leads to maybe uncertainty if this person will be honest and loyal in the relationship. And it just goes to show you that even in the year 2023, no matter what women want to say or what they want to think, it's just the way a lot of men think. And unfortunately, I've heard locker room talk, guys talking about, a woman walks by with some guy that everyone knows, oh yeah, I banged this girl. I banged this girl. I banged this girl. It's like this badge that gets put on a woman like a permanent stain. And in a lot of societies and cultures, women, if they weren't, virgins when they got married, their marriages ended or they were returned home or whatever the case may be. So this kind of brings all of that up, not only here in the US, but probably throughout the entire world. And is it fair? Is it fair that a woman can be tarnished in such a way that maybe a man wouldn't have been? Because on the other foot, if it was a man, like Leonardo DiCaprio gets celebrated. He's banging bitches left and right. That's not my terminology, but street terminology. He's banging women left and right. Supposedly Fresh and Fit podcast, they're talking about how he puts headphones on and doesn't even want to they're just basically a piece of meat to them. They reach a certain age, he gets rid of them. And every man looks at him in admiration, and still every woman still wants to bang him. So that clearly there's a double standard here. But again, it does bother men. Men don't want a woman that's been with a lot of guys. If Logan Paul actually stays with this woman, marries her, and the marriage lasts past next Christmas, I'll be amazed. And I'm not rooting against it. I hope they do. I hope their love is strong enough. But it's got to be hard to see your woman with everyone, man. Speaking of Leonardo DiCaprio, if I'm not mistaken, she's even in pictures with Leonardo DiCaprio, if I'm not mistaken. So this guy, Dillon Danis, is going to town, posting pictures, videos, supposedly showing this other guy who I don't understand how any of these people are famous, to be honest with you. The fuck's his name? Aiden Ross. I mean, these are people that would probably never step foot into a nightclub in New York City unless they were buying their way in. These are people that I just don't understand why they're so popular. But I mean, I guess they're okay. I guess they're entertaining. I don't feel like they bring much substance to the airwaves of social media. But in any event, it's just a reminder of these double standards. And really, no matter what we want to teach our kids or men, women, children, whatever we want to try to act like society is fair, men will always look at that and judge a woman based on that. Men will always have a problem with their girl's past. Most men will, especially if there's a high body count and especially high profile. I mean, she's been with so many people. I mean, we can't confirm if it's true. And there's nothing more shameful than to gossip if it's not true, to tarnish someone's character, to make up stories about them that are not true. Because even if they are true, it's really not your business what anybody does in the bedroom. However, there's videos of her circulating, talking about how she needs a beep. I saw that video. So I just got to say, when you're a public person and you put yourself out there, and especially if you're someone that trolls other people, which the Paul brothers do, don't be surprised one day when you met your match. And you guys met your match. The guy is burying you. Literally. He made himself world famous because of this. I didn't know who he was before this. And he did it because of a very low and, very low vibrational attack on the character of this woman who basically left herself exposed anyway, probably wasn't thinking about what she was doing years ago when she was younger and wasn't concerned. But maybe now she is. And I would love to know what she's thinking or what's going through her mind. I would love to know what her family's thinking. I mean, it's just a really weird situation. Unfortunately, I think it's become more important now than the actual fight. But like I said, I want to watch this fight. And I got to say, I'm kind of rooting for, I guess I'm rooting for Logan Paul to knock this guy out. Because it was a low blow. Logan Paul, Sportsmanner here reporting, Logan Paul deals with Nina Agdal's leaked sex video nightmare. Dillon Danis makes things worse for him. Dillon Danis and Logan Paul's feud ahead of their October 14 fight has escalated. Danis, known for his online trolling, continues to taunt Paul, adding fuel to their social media war. However, the latest twist in their rivalry centers on a leaked video involving Paul's fiancée, Nina Agdal. Danis recently claimed that his antics have rattled Paul, sharing a video of Paul in an apparent fit of anger, captioning, "Someone call Logan, he's going through it." Adding to the controversy, Danis hinted at possessing compromising images and clips of Nina Agdal that could break the internet. He even shared a clip of Nina in a compromising situation showing her private parts in front of an elderly man. However, it was later revealed that it was not Nina in the video. Danis further teased that he possesses even more explicit images. Some of these pictures are not real, some of them are real, but the perception is very real. Everyone in the damn world is talking about this. It makes me think, did the government stir this up because they're about to invade another country? I mean, such a great distraction. It seems to be working. I mean, shit, everyone's talking about it. I heard even the Pope. I'm just kidding, but everyone's talking about this. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pope was like, who's Logan Paul? Like, it would be funny, but. So yeah, that's what's going on. Clearly here, he's taunting Logan because Logan wore this hat when he found a hanging person in a forest in Japan, for those of you that don't know his dark past. Is this karma coming back? Is this God's way of giving him a taste of his own medicine? I would have to say, yeah, it is. It is. Speaking of take that, Sean Diddy Combs, Puff Daddy, also known as Diddy, after a long-ass time, many heated debates publicly on radio stations like Hot 97 with The Lox, Jadakiss, every former artist that ever worked for him for the most part, all complaining about how little money they made, and he clearly made a lot of money, has done something that is considered a rare move in the music world. In a rare move, Sean Diddy Combs has returned some music rights to artists and songwriters who were signed to his label instead of cashing it on them. Now, I gotta wonder how much of that music was really worth anyway in spectrum to what he owns. If it's only worth like $50 or $60 million or even $100 million, this guy's pretty much a billionaire. I would have to say, with all the attacks he's had publicly, with Jadakiss and this one and that one, I would say probably in spectrum to what he's made already and what came out of it, him giving the rights back to these artists, not that really a big a deal for him. But a great way to make him look like he's not a vampire, a bloodsucker, and a very greedy person. These songs are not as popular as they used to be. So they're not going to get as many downloads as they could have gotten in their, in their heyday. But in any event, I still think it's a very good gesture. Definitely a good PR stunt for him. And he's a brilliant businessman, so he'll do all right. I'm sure the artists are happy. I know that him and Mace were going back and forth. I got the receipts, yo. I got the receipts, son. I don't know if you guys remember that back and forth exchange that was going online between him and one of his best artists. And I did buy that album when I was in 7th grade. With all this money that we can make, why do cats gotta play a hate? Gotta play a hate with Mace. And Mace ain't be the one to buy you the stones, but Mace be the one to make you moan on your days alone. You know you had that shit on your playlist. In any event, Sean Diddy did something nice for once for his artists, based on their beefs. Maybe he was always good to them and they just were stupid business people who didn't know how to sign a contract, who didn't know how to read, who signed shit that was just a bad deal for them. No one made you go out there and grab the mic and fucking wear those big jumpsuits and fucking rap and Ferraris and Humber videos and fucking. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you really can't be mad at him for being a better businessman. Is the way I look at it from the back. You wanted fame, you got it. You could have maybe crossed over and did other things. Many artists have done that. So, I mean, it's not like he owned you completely. He owned the rights to the shit that he made with you. With him in the background going, take that, take that, take that, take that, and another one. I almost went to this festival this year, and I'm so happy I didn't go to Burning Man. I was very close. I was already in Vegas. I went on the Brad Lee podcast. I hope he airs it because it was a fucking crazy ass episode. Not his normal shit that he does about business and all this. I went in on that episode. Hopefully it comes out in the next couple of weeks. If it doesn't, I won't be surprised. But in any event, I went out there, took care of some business. I was in Nevada. I'm scheduled to go to Los Angeles. And the hurricane and earthquake happened on the day I'm supposed to fly. They canceled my flight. I'm debating what should I do? Where should I go? I'm like, Burning Man's going on. Maybe I can go over there. Some of the DJs out there are friends of mine. Shout out to Francis Mercier, king of Afro House. Friend of mine I've watched rise up the ranks of the DJ world. So I was about to go. I really was. I was about to go out there. I was seriously considering it. And I changed my mind last minute and decided to go see my boy Brian down in Dallas. I spent a few days in Dallas where I was literally roasted alive. I love Dallas. I've been there in the summer. They're having one of the hottest summers they've ever had. Guys, I was down there. It was 107, 110. He was telling me they haven't had a day under 3 digits in over 3 months. It was fucking boiling. That was the first time I really went to Dallas and didn't go out much because it was just damn hot. Couldn't breathe. In any event, I didn't miss anything at Burning Man because from what I understand, it was a mud show. Burning Man 2023 news, more chaos unfolds as festival goers clash during the exodus and a dead reveler identified. I mean, someone fucking died at Burning Man. He's dead. They don't know why. They're going to probably do an autopsy, but he's dead. So I hope it was worth it going out there in the desert. I'm sure his family's like, why the fuck did he go to this thing? More chaos has unfolded at the Burning Man Festival. This is reported by The Independent in the UK. As revelers clashed during the exodus from the Nevada desert. I called up my friend Smetsky. He's a famous artist. You've ever seen his purple skulls? They're everywhere. They're like literally everywhere. Like I've seen these fucking things everywhere. In LA, I don't know how he does it. I wish I had his team, but his logo is like everywhere. You guys know what my logo looks like, right? But in any event, this festival that's been going on for a long time, it turned into a shit show. Supposedly there was food shortages because you got to bring all your stuff with you. And that's really what changed my mind when I realized how much preparation I had to do. I had to pack food and all this shit to go there. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this right now. And I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad it was that annoying. They don't let you in supposedly without supplies to go to the festival. So when I didn't have any, and I didn't feel like buying any, and I just wanted to buy a cheeseburger, watch a DJ, and like maybe make a couple of videos and get the fuck out of there. When I realized that that's not the case there, you have to go there prepared, like you're going into Mad Max world, I decided not to go. Thank God I didn't go. And there was a couple of people that went that I couldn't stand, so I hope they had a horrible fucking time. I don't hope anything happened to them. I just hope that they did not have fun. There was a couple people that I know that I don't like that went to the festival, and I got to say, when they said it was a shit show, I thought about them and I smiled like an evil person would. I smiled. I said, I hope they had a shitty time. And if you're watching this show, fuck you. You know who you are. Another festival I didn't go to, which I went to last year and I had an amazing time, was Izu. You want to talk about a shit show? The Izu is like one of the most famous house music festivals in New York City. It's supposed to start last Friday of Labor Day weekend, the show got canceled. They weren't ready to open the fucking gates. They opened Saturday, Sunday. And from what I heard, there was stampedes, there was videos online. It was a shit show. Clearly not well organized. From what I understand, new owners own the festival. It was sold by the original creator who ran it the right way. And I think people are questioning, and I think even the city now is questioning whether or not this festival is even worth allowing to go on. I mean, if you can't organize something where thousands and thousands of people are coming to a point where you can avoid stampedes on an island in New York City, for the safety of the people that are going, you shouldn't be in business as a festival thrower. You really shouldn't, because so much can go wrong. And it's sad to see this festival, which I found to be really awesome in the past, be run down the way it was because it's being poorly managed. Getting back to Burning Man, one cool thing that happened, by the way, that I forgot to cover, when they were raining in the desert, they discovered they didn't discover them, but they came out, three-eyed dinosaur shrimp, again reported by The Independent, are waking up in the Nevada desert after the Burning Man washout. Well, at least they got to eat shrimp. If it really was food shortages and these shrimp were coming out of the ground somehow miraculously in the middle of the desert, I could tell you, my first question to the 30,000 people, how many people were there, do you guys have some cocktail sauce? Because I'm not fucking starving. We're going to eat these motherfuckers right now. Three-eyed dinosaur shrimp are stirring in the Nevada desert after flooding upended the Burning Man festival. Triops and fairy shrimp are small crustaceans that can survive years. This is crazy when you think about it. Can survive years lying dormant in drought conditions. They live in the ground in eggs until weather conditions such as floods can bring them to the surfaces. Nicknamed dinosaur shrimp, triops are relatives of the oldest living creatures. Triops, I'm going to try to say this word, okay? I'm not a scientist here. Triops concriformis, I think I said that correctly, have two main eyes and a pit organ, third eye, that enables insects to detect changes in light and infrared waves. Fairy shrimp have also resurfaced to join the mud party at Burning Man. Otherwise known as sea monkeys, they are translucent and very good at withstanding salty environments. Both of these crustaceans have surfaced due to the 2 or 3 months worth of rain that has poured down over the Burning Man festival over the weekend. Around 70,000 people were stranded on the playa as the desert's arid floor turned into thick clay-like mud. Vehicles were unable to move through the churned up mud, which forced the festival organizers to close the roads until the grounds dried up. The festival is located on Black Rock Playa in the Nevada desert, which is a dried up lake bed home to lots of extremophiles laying dormant. The crustaceans will live for weeks or months and will die when the water dries up from the desert ground again. They will lay eggs within a week and will lay dormant until the next wave of extreme floods the playa. Very interesting. So these things can stay in the ground for forever, and then a little bit of water, they come to life. Quick little bang bang, eggs, die. Interesting. Absolutely fascinating planet we live in. We know so little about the amazing creatures on this planet. Burning Man, at least we learned something cool about it. Like I said, past the cocktail sauce. This week, the Senate returns into session. NPR is reporting this one. They're facing a deadline to avoid the shutdown and questions about McConnell. It's just amazing to me that our government has to lift a debt ceiling to operate. That we literally, it's like if you have a credit card, the credit card only has $1,000 limit. We hit the 1,000, now we're like, okay, we need to borrow another 1,000. And if we don't, the country shuts down. This is insanity to me. What was once the most prosperous nation in the world has been run into the ground with endless war and conflict that benefited no one except third-party organizations and multinational corporations, and I'm sure many of the Congress people who miraculously all seem to be worth 20, 40, 50, $100 million. They've been in power forever. They're well past the age of retirement, like McConnell, who freezes up now when he's on camera. They're like, hey, we're going to ask you a question. He's like an NPC, man. Non-player character for all you non-gamers out there. I say, instead of questioning McConnell, I say we question all of Congress. How many terms is enough? They are more powerful than any leader that could be elected by the people. There's too many of them that stay in power for too long. Chuck Schumer was in power before I finished college. I finished college 20 years ago. I didn't finish 20 years. I started 23 years ago. I went to school. I can't add it. 19 years ago, he gave the commencement speech at my school. He's still in power. Crazy. That's what we should be questioning. 8 years is more than enough for people like AOC, and I don't care what side of the aisle. When they're left in power unchallenged, that's where this corruption seeps into. They have time to figure out the game and how to play, and lobbyists, and oh, my friends, oh, my supporters, we are so in trouble. This system is just in shambles. And a big part of it is what goes on in this building that you see right behind me. This is the biggest problem the American people face. These people staying in power for as long as they do, taking legalized bribes in the form of lobbyism, and not making votes or decisions that help the American people, but make our lives shit. Next slide. Kick got its ass kicked. It was reportedly hacked for $41 million. Now, I'm on Kick now, by the way, streaming live, and I love you, Kick. And I feel sad that they got you guys for $41 million because you could have signed me for about $500,000. I would have signed you guys. Exclusive content creator for the next 2 years, Beck Lover. And if you're watching me on Kick, make sure you hit subscribe. Don't be a cuck. Oh, you don't know about that? Ask Logan Paul. Australian-based crypto gambling site Stake has gained mass popularity over the last few years by sponsoring various Twitch streamers, including one of the neckbones I mentioned earlier. His name's Aiden Ross. I just found out who this guy was a couple days ago. I think I saw him on videos with Andrew Tate or whatever, but I didn't really pay attention to him. I don't understand. Like, I find him to be annoying, to be honest with you. If you're watching this, Aiden, this old man is coming for you. Coming for you. We're going to bring a better level of content to the world. Better conversations than who some other social media guy's wife was banging over the last 30 years, and it seems like it was a pretty long fucking list. We got better things to talk about, Kick. This is who you give $100 million to? Stake, as shared by CoinDesk, Stake suffered multiple suspicious transactions on September 4th. That's yesterday, folks. That initially saw 16 million removed from the company's blockchain wallets. That's crazy, bro. Like, wow. Blockchain sleuths, Sivers Alerts, and Zach XBT confirmed the amount of money moved between wallets. Zach even discovered another series of transactions where Stake lost over 25 million in BSC and Polygon tokens. Shortly after the hack was discovered, Stake reportedly suspended all deposits and withdrawals from the online platform. This was presumably done to prevent any more transactions while they track down the various wallets that may be holding their funds. It is unknown how or if this will affect payouts on Kick, or if the suspension of the withdrawal will only affect users of the actual Stake website. So that's pretty crazy. That, these sites, it just shows you, like, nothing's really secure out there. Now, I saw this video a couple of days ago. I wanted to talk about it because it just blew my mind away. There was a gender reveal. This has become a very popular way now. Couples that are expecting, they get together and they bring their family and they get together and then they pop a fucking balloon that shoots out blue smoke or pink smoke and lets you know if they're going to have a boy or a girl. I don't think it matters what you have as long as it's healthy. That's the blessing that God gives you, healthy. But over the years, and I've had friends who have done some extravagant shit. I won't mention their names. I had one friend with a fucking, if I'm not mistaken, a helicopter, released the smoke. I didn't look at my last two children. I didn't even look to see what they were. I wanted to be surprised. I found such an excitement in that. And yeah, it's a little nerve wracking. And I do understand why people have gender reveals, because it kind of gives you time to get ready. You know what color to paint the room. You know what kind of gifts to buy them. When the baby's born, you don't have to guess, which is, I guess, why people do it. They create registries and all that stuff and baby showers and blah, blah, blah. So I get why they do it. What I don't get is why you got to go so fucking crazy. This couple rents an airplane to release the smoke to let them know if it's going to be a boy or a girl. Yeah, there's two genders, And boy or girl, you know. So what they do later on in their life is their choice. If they want to transition, that's on them. But I'm saying initially. A video posted online shows a couple standing in front of a large lit up sign reading, "Oh baby," before capturing the pilot flying low to the ground while releasing the pink smoke above the pair in San Pedro, Mexico. Now, if they're renting planes in San Pedro, Mexico, they're either really wealthy or maybe they got bang, bang, gang, gang backing them up. Just after flying over the couple, the plane's left wing quickly snapped, which, by the way, if you've seen the video, like, literally, it could have went really bad. Like, this guy could have crashed right into them and fucking, there would have been no baby, no nothing. He does like a real low flying maneuver, and as he goes up, the fucking wing, and he just goes over like this fence. They're all like cheering and shit. The guy just died. Fucking dead. Partygoers were seemingly unaware of the accident, heard screaming and cheering for the expecting parents. The pilot, sadly, identified as 32-year-old Luis Angel, I don't know why they put that in parentheses, was rescued from the wreckage of the aircraft by Red Cross paramedics who transported him to a hospital in serious conditions. Oh, wow, so he was actually alive for a little bit. He later died in the hospital. Very tragic. Now, the last thing he ever saw was "Oh baby," because there was a sign, "Oh baby." That was the last thing he ever saw. Have gender reveal parties gone too far? Do you think it's stupid? Leave a comment below. Do you think people should keep doing these? Like, I think just pop in the fucking balloon is enough. I don't think we need to go like crazy with airplanes and fucking spaceships to let you know if you're having a boy or a girl. I think it's a waste of money, and clearly sometimes it could be pretty dangerous. If you are expecting a child and you're about to have a gender reveal party, please try to avoid using airplanes or helicopters or drones. Keep it land locked and not airborne, because things could go wrong. Very wrong. Speaking of airborne, India launched spacecraft to study the sun. New Delhi, some of the most expensive office space in the world, by the way. India launched its first space mission to study the sun on Saturday, less than 2 weeks after a successful uncrewed landing near the south polar region of the moon. The Aditya L1 spacecraft took off on board a satellite launch vehicle from the Sriharihota Space Center in southern India on a quest to study the sun from a point of about 930,000 miles from the Earth. Now, a lot of flat earthers will say this is bullshit. We never broke the firmament, as they call it. There's a lot of people who really do believe the world is flat and we're in a dome. I don't know anymore. I don't believe nothing no more. I don't trust nothing no more. And as AI advances, I'm going to trust even that less. More what I see with my eyes and none of what I hear. In any event, the Indians have made it to space. Now, if I was a stereotypical person, I could say maybe we can expect some Dunkin' Donuts up there, but that would be racist, and I'm not that kind of person. But I know you thought it, you bastards. I know you thought it. Many of my friends are engineers, multi-million-dollar business owners, tech companies, you name it. Brilliant people. And you know that they're amazing at outsourcing too, because they have pretty much all the contracts. When you're calling a company for help, it's all in India. So those of you that want to be stereotypical in America, we don't have room for that shit no more. I know what you were thinking. I'm here to correct the way you think. At the end of the day, my name's Beck Lover. This is Beck Lover Live. We'll tell you about some other shit when I feel like it. Subscribe below. Check out the amazing interviews. I got a party coming in New York City for those of you that want to see my crazy face in real life. Sunday, September 17th, I'll be at Somewhere Nowhere. And we just released a new podcast, Vadim the Machine, an interesting character that I discovered in the nightlife. Check out all my episodes. Check out all my content. Go to becklover.com and get ready for some amazing merch that's coming out. My new series called Don't Be a Cuck. Beck Lover. See you next time. Ciao.